Yo, what's up everyone? Kevin here. In this video, I want to share with you my 10 worst crashes from this past year snowboarding. These crashes happened riding powder, dropping cliffs, and attempting tricks in the terrain park. With each crash, I'll share with you what was going through my head, the mistake I made, and how to fix it going forward. So hopefully you can learn from these crashes and avoid them yourself. So let's jump right into this and check out some of these crashes. Starting with, oh man, I think this is one of my worst crashes. So I'm snowboarding here at Mount Baker. I think this was my very first day at Baker. So I'm like really excited to be there. We're riding through these like natural sort of half pipe, lots of snow. I think there's at least 20 plus centimeters. So cruising through and was just really impressed with Baker and coming around here and oh man, okay. That one really hurt. Yeah, it took me a while to clean off my goggles, but I think what happened is I just got too aggressive. There was like a stump or there was something small underneath the snow there. So when I hit, it kind of jolted me a little bit sideways and yeah, twisted me up there. Fell backwards. My neck after that was sore for like 3 days, but continued riding the rest of the day. Wasn't like all that bad and luckily I was wearing a helmet. Next up, we're in Sugar Bowl in the Lake Tahoe area, and I'm riding with Brian Daly. So if you guys know Daly, had an amazing day snowboarding with him. Again, this was like a POW day, and I was following Brian, and we ended up at the top of this cliff section. And yeah, this was my first time dropping a cliff at Sugar Bowl. Wasn't familiar with the area. Brian went for it first, and yeah, I kind of did a butt check. I could see that it was a bit of a flat landing there, but I was looking at it and I'm going for it, and there you go. I just didn't have the legs to ride it out. I think the mistake that happened here is the landing is just way too flat. So maybe if I had like super like strong legs, I would have been able to stomp that and ride it out. But because of that flat landing, and I should have just known better and known the area better to pick a steeper landing, but we still rode the rest of the day, laughed about it, and had a good time continuing to ride. This next clip is, man, this is one of my worst park falls of the year. So I'm snowboarding in CARDRONA, New Zealand with David Jones, having some amazing times in the park, but oh, here it comes. So going for the back one, and yep, clip my heels, go backwards. This is another one. I think it took me a few days to kind of get over. Just again, my neck was a bit jarred, glasses filled with snow. I was pretty caked, but I think the mistake I made, what did I do here? I didn't commit to that landing. So I was hesitant on the landing. It sent me back and I clipped my heels. So I think the mistake I made was just not really committing. So I did come back later and get that back one there, but yeah, that was a rough one. So if you're ever going for those spin tricks, make sure you've warmed up and you're nailing it. Ooh, this was a super fun day. This was the first day at Crystal Mountain in Washington, and I was riding with two friends. We went up to one of these peaks, and man, this was such a fun day. Early season, was ripping pretty hard down this, it's kind of like a chute type area. Super fun at Crystal. Oh, but right there, clip a rock on my heel edge, and just that little rock clip, it just sent me out. And oh, I was riding like a brand new board this day too. I was riding the Nidecker Beta APX, brand new snowboard, so I had a nice little course shot. But then, oh, this is a double. So then later on down there, I try to spray some snow, can't handle the pressure, and just tomahawk. So I think the mistake I made in both, well, the first scenario was charging too hard in early season conditions. And the second mistake was I just put the brakes on too hard with trying to spray some snow, and my legs couldn't handle that pressure. So continued on and had a fun day at Crystal. Next up, I'm riding here in Revelstoke, BC. This was the day that I was going for the tame dog front flips. And so super fun day, getting lots of little jumps and little drops everywhere. About 20 centimeters of powder up at Revelstoke. And this was actually the very last jump I did of the day. And yeah, my legs just couldn't handle it. So I went over my nose, and yeah, the mistake I made is I landed too far forward. So in powder, you definitely need to land more back onto your back foot. And so by being forward like that, my nose caught and tumbled forward. Luckily, the landing was pretty mellow and I could just ride it out and just continued riding down the rest of the way of the mountain. But yeah, that was on the last run. Okay, so here we're back at Sugar Bowl, riding with Casey Willax. And yeah, Sugar Bowl is such a fun resort in the Tahoe area there. Super fun riding with Casey, just super creative, always charging, going for it. So yeah, really fun POW day, riding with Casey. Actually, I can't quite remember what happens here. And oh, okay, here comes the fall. So I go to do a front 180 into the POW and I just clip my tail on the takeoff. So the mistake I made was not being patient with the 180. I should have actually gotten the air first before trying to turn my board. It turned it too early, clipped my tail, and that's what happens. Luckily, the snow is soft and I just rolled through it. Definitely not fun. All right, in this one, we're back in Revelstoke, BC, cruising on a really fun day. Again, POW day, so makes for a forgiving landing. Riding with my friends Yannick and Rav, and yeah, just cruising through some powder. I think this one was pretty unexpected, actually. I didn't see this coming at all. So with the flat light, it's sometimes hard to see what's coming. And about right here, yeah, there was like a hump in the snow, and that sudden like bump threw me off, and I wasn't able to handle that sudden pressure on my snowboard. So it like kicked me, went flying backwards, and I'm gonna blame the flat light on that one. Not being able to see, that it can be a challenge. So my mistake was just charging too hard in flat light. All right, so next we're back. We're still in Revelstoke, BC. This is the same trip, different day, hiking up to one of the peaks up there. Oh, on this one, I had my eye on a cornice drop. Tons of drops and cliffs and cornices. Sent it off the cornice, and yeah, I just skid out onto my tail there. The landing on this one was really firm, so there was like no chance. It just like boom. I didn't even last a second. So the mistake I made was just going for a drop without really inspecting the landing. I should have inspected the landing first, made sure it was soft snow before going for that cornice drop. Really rookie mistake. Always, yeah, I should have inspected my landings there. All right, here we are, another day riding with Casey Willax, and this time we're at NORTHSTAR. So another spot in the Tahoe area, and yeah, just cruising in NORTHSTAR. I think this was like their opening day or really early, super early NORTHSTAR. Oh, okay, this one is embarrassing. So it looks like I run straight into the tree, but really what happened is I kind of like caught some rocks on the ride in, and the rock just like grabbed my snowboard and really sent me towards the tree. I kind of made two mistakes. I was riding too close to the trees, and I rode over some rocks, which I should have known early season. Stay away from like shallow snow or potential rocks, and just went head first into that tree. Luckily, I wasn't hurt. I think my leg actually just kind of absorbed it, so I had like some bruises on my thigh, but survived that one. But thank you guys for watching this video where I just talk about my worst crashes. I hope you can learn from some of my mistakes here. If you guys have any stories about a bad crash or anything like that, let me know down in the comments. If you haven't yet, subscribe here to Snowboard Pro Camp, and I'll put some links to my gear in the description if you guys want to check that out. Thank you guys for watching. Be safe out there snowboarding, and I'll catch you in the next video.